Dumb, cool
Weird.
podcast. Welcome to the Dumb, Cool, Weird podcast. We just watched the third movie in the Hercules at Legendary Journeys Kevin Sorbo movies.
Yep.
And
Circle of Fire.
Circle of Fire. Yeah, it's a good one. We get to see our homie Prometheus, and we finally get to figure out how Hercules got his wife.
Yep. That makes a lot more sense.
Yep. So this is definitely an interesting film. It's basically, we still haven't seen Aeolus for like a couple movies still. It's been a minute.
I think the theory holds up that you were saying is they were just trying out different characters before the TV series.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, this one was pretty good. I mean, it's basically where he goes on a journey to try to save the everybody's fires keep going out. And
the fire sounds like snakes for some reason.
And it's going cold, and they really up the sound effects in this one with the, especially with the little girl.
Yeah, they really did it when she was doing all the flips, and when those guys came out like to fight Hercules with their fists.
Yep.
And then they made the same sound effects for the swords.
Yep. I mean, they've really upped the game in here. I mean, they find this little girl like trapped in a cage. She probably smells really bad. She has bad hygiene, and she's got like flowers in her hair, and she's like kicking around, doing back flips, front flips, side flips, and all kinds of dips and chicks and all kinds of weird stuff.
Yeah. It really makes you think that she was just Zeus dressed up like a little girl.
That's what we thought. We thought that was actually Zeus. It turns out she actually just works for Zeus.
Yeah.
Not actually Zeus. But, basically to summarize the entire movie, it's literally fires go out. Hercules must find fire. He goes to Hera's temple. Hera gets pissed off.
Beats the fuck out of everybody in the temple.
Yeah, meets Deianira, his future wife. They go off on a little adventure together. They encounter Zeus. Zeus is like, don't go. And then
Zeus is really vague the whole time.
Yeah. And then they end up, trying to find the path to get the fire, because after they visit, our friend Prometheus, he's like frozen, and he's like, Hercules, is that you? Go get the fire.
I'll free you. No, just keep me here.
Yeah. Bring a 6-pack when you come back.
It's weird. Hercules' strength this whole movie, like when he fights that witch,
it's very
at the beginning. Yeah, it's like really strong at one moment, but very weak when fighting people.
Yeah, he fights like a witch. It's a male witch, and basically
impales him,
but he doesn't die because his heart's in a
jar.
But like we were talking about, like the jar should have really like been protected a little bit better than that.
Yeah, like not on a sturdy table that could be like knocked over and destroyed.
Yeah,
I love how he grabs his chest and like, oh, that's my weakness, after they knock over the jar full of heart.
Yeah. And
Hercules proceeds to still stab the witch.
Yeah.
In every other place except his heart.
Yep. And then the old woman that you think is the actual witch ends up actually
just being some hot chick.
Some hot chick that got like her, her youth taken from her.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, going back to where we were earlier, basically Deianira and Deianira, whatever fucking, I think it's Deianira. And Panera. Yeah, they go on this this path of skulls, and they run into like some kind of rock giant
tree
monster thing, and that was a bitch and a half. And turns out the little girl knew the whole time, and then she tricks them into going to another path where the
bridge is destroyed.
Yeah, the bridge is destroyed, and Hercules almost died, and like you were saying, his Hercules' strength is inconsistent yet again.
Yeah, he's like struggling to shimmy across this rope with a human being around his neck.
Yep. And then they end up going to the place. They end up going to this place where there's some fire left, and they're right at the base of the mountain. They're about to go up the mountain. They stay there for the night. And then
Zeus uses Zeus trickery to make Hercules think he's fucking Deianira when he's really just fucking 3 of his fans.
Yep. And that's always fun. And
did he bust a nut though? Do you think before they?
I think he busted a nut in every one of those girls, because it looked like it took him a little bit of time to actually go
put on his clothes
and leave. Yeah. So then he goes up to the mountain, and Zeus is up there in the cave from the dream at the very beginning that we forgot to mention, but that's okay. It's not that important.
Kind of there. And Zeus is like just chilling, and The thing that's funny is that it is the mountain though. After Zeus shows up after Hercules saves that one lady from the witch. He's like, son, you should come with me, to a mountain.
Yeah.
Got a hideaway.
Yep.
I just go there to keep my peace of mind.
Yep, and Zeus finally gets fucking stern with him and starts throwing lightning bolts at him, trying to get him to stop. And
at no point does he ever use that power for any good.
No, he totally save and fix everything, but he just doesn't. Hercules almost dies because supposedly the ring of fire is deadly to people who are
mortals and immortals.
Yeah.
It gets rid of your immortality.
Yeah, and I'm guessing he had some immortality because he was definitely weakened by it. Now I don't think he's immortal anymore.
It's weird though, but back to the strength and consistency. When he's grabbing Prometheus's torch, he's struggling to take it off, but then he, no problem, chucks it all the way back to Prometheus's house.
Yeah, which is really far away. It has to be at least.
Yeah, he just turned it into a comet.
At least dozens of miles, at least.
Yeah, and he just tosses it across the world and ends up in Prometheus is like, hell yeah, I'm back, bitch.
Yep, he's back. And we forgot to mention his satyr friend. We originally went with Phil, but it's not Phil. It's some other guy. Sheeran or something, yeah.
Not an important name. I was hoping for Phil.
And he's a mortal satyr, and he has human kids with a human wife,
but for whatever reason. No half satyrs.
No half satyrs. And basically, the fire supposedly cures his ailment. He had an infection, open wound. Back then, getting one of those is pretty much a death sentence.
Which is kind of fucked up because he had that wound. He was going to have to live with it for an eternity when he was still immortal.
Yeah, it's like I live in eternity having this wound, or do I get cured of it and become human? Yeah, by the way, he becomes human after he goes into the circle of fire.
That's his mortality.
He's mortal now. So,
do you think his wife misses his goat penis?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Who knows?
It probably a little bit. Yeah, probably misses that goat penis a little bit.
I was like, oh no, he's just got a regular human dick. But she looked really excited that he was a human now.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, thank God, we can finally go into town without people thinking I'm fucking a monster.
Yep. And him and Daenerys, they kiss, and that's the end of the movie. I mean, throughout the whole movie, they're bickering with each other, and you're like, oh, just fuck already,
And then they do.
Yeah, they do.
Somewhere after this movie.
Somewhere in between it, because in the next movie, which we're going to do a review on next, is basically they have 3 kids.
Yeah, Hercules has a family.
Yeah.
And a centaur manservant.
Yeah. Which that's never explained, by the way.
Yeah, they don't explain that. I'm pretty sure Zeus fucked a horse.
Yeah, that's probably where he came from. So, what is dumb about this?
Oh, what's dumb is that, Zeus knew the whole time and he could have done something. And he didn't. Again.
Yep.
Just chose not to do a damn thing.
Yep. It's classic Zeus, man, for you.
Yeah, no, but it was dumb.
It was dumb. No. What was cool about this movie?
I think that what's cool about this movie is what's cool about these movies in general is how it kind of comes full circle where, there's a lesson to be learned. How Daenerys is constantly telling him is how about you talk it out? And eventually, Hercules talks out with his dad when he's trying to stop him from going through the circle of fire where he could lose his immortality. And it's just I love you, Dad. And then, there's this common understanding and there's a good lesson here of maybe you should talk it out every once in a while instead of trying to punch your dad who shoots lightning.
Yeah, I will say, this is kind of unrelated to the actual plot of the thing, dumb or cool wise, is what I think is really, really cool about this movie in particular is I like the set design for the snow stuff. I think it looks really cool.
Oh yeah, the snow habitat and everything was great.
Yeah, I think they did a really good job on it. What I thought was dumb about this movie is the major thing is, I kind of want to go back to the Zeus thing. Literally, Zeus could fix all of this in just 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, dude, but he doesn't do it because he's a fucking asshole.
And this kind of goes into the weird portion here. Zeus threatens Hera that he's going to haunt her forever at the end, and she just kind of listens to him.
Yeah,
but at no point does he ever do that same thing, which kind of makes it dumb still. That he never just stands up to Hera.
I think what the weirdest part of this movie is that little kid.
Yeah, that little kid really is weird.
Yeah, when she was doing the flips and shit, me and Nick were like the first time we saw her, she goes, "Oh, I'm not going to town," and she does like backflips and she kicks the trees and stuff. And and Nick was just like, I've seen everything. I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done. It's like, and that's why the whole thing where you were saying like Zeus, this has got to be Zeus. That's the only reason that held up is like, there's no way that she's like this mortal doing all these cheerleader kicks and flips and shits.
Yep, turns out that Zeus was coaching her or something. I guess Zeus gave her some powers or something. I don't know.
We're never sure what Zeus is actually doing, but he's very petty and cruel for some reason.
Yeah, we'll never really know. But that was Hercules and the Circle of Fire. Definitely good to check out if you really want to know the backstory of the TV show before you actually watch it. I suggest watching these. This is the third one of a 5-movie series. Next time we're going to talk about the one where he goes down to the underworld.
I do think it's funny though that when they were when Hercules was telling those people not to sacrifice all their food and that they should harvest it in case they don't get the fire back, how they're like, how about you go like fight a minotaur or something?
Yeah, we're just like, that's the 5th movie, dumbass, not the 3rd movie.
Thanks for setting it up though.
Yeah, it was actually kind of funny. That actually was pretty funny. That actually made me laugh how they were just making fun of. They're like, why don't you just go save people or something?
Yeah, why don't you go like fight a minotaur or some shit?
Sure.
And Hercules is like, fine, just don't listen to me, I guess.
Yeah. But that was that movie. Nick, you want to sign us out?
Stay sexy, Atlanta.
Thanks for checking out the Dumb Cool Weird podcast. We're a movie podcast now, so Movie Monday is every Monday about crappy movies from the 20th century. It's gonna be great, folks. I can't wait to show y'all.